Terrence, when did you know that you were going to beat him over here on your left?
When he signed the contract.
Why the hell was old Canelo Alvarez take the rematch? All right, why would he start negotiating? And there's a few things going on here. Number one, there was a rematch clause.
Listen, however they rate me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got to fight, and I'm going to win the fight. It's simple as that.
I tried, but my body just no let me.
I tried, but my body wouldn't let me continue. Those are the words of a man fighting to save what remains of his legacy. After the embarrassing defeat we witnessed in September 2025, most fans assumed the book was closed. We believed the torch had been passed, and Canelo Alvarez was heading quietly into retirement. But we were wrong. Before 2025 ended, Canelo appeared on TVA, his home network, and opened up about the future. Not only did he confirm that he will be involved in several new sports ventures next year, he also doubled down on the one thing that still burns inside him: the rematch with Terrence Crawford. And now, breaking news confirms that Canelo has officially triggered the rematch clause. He is calling out Crawford again, setting his sights on May 2026. This isn't just another fight announcement. This is a last-ditch attempt to reclaim his position as the #1 fighter in the world.
Mexican Boxing Channel is reporting that 4-division world champion, 2-time undisputed super middleweight, first ballot Hall of Famer, Mexican superstar boxer Saul Canelo Alvarez, who is 63 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws, 39 wins by way of knockout, has indeed now, after suffering another loss, after having surgery on his elbow, he is now of the mindset that he can overcome the mountain that it was in September in the form of 5-division world champion, 3-division undisputed world champion, pound for pound king, #1 fighter in the world, first ballot Hall of Famer, superstar boxer, Terrence "Bud" Crawford.
But here's the question. Is Canelo chasing redemption? Or is he walking willingly into another career-ending nightmare? For months after the loss, the Alvarez camp went silent. No interviews, no statements, nothing. Then suddenly, Canelo appeared on Mexican television, and we saw a different man. Gone was the calm businessman with all the power. In his place stood a fighter who sounded desperate for revenge. He made it crystal clear: the rematch with Terrence Crawford is the priority. Negotiations are already underway, and he wants the fight at any cost.
I'm not bull-jiving. Listen, Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence "Bud" Crawford in negotiations to happen 2026, the rematch. And let me tell you something.
Those words "at any cost" are a huge shift. Canelo has always been the one in control, setting the weights, dictating terms, choosing the conditions. But insiders claim that this time, he is the one bending just to get Crawford back in the ring. The clip circulating on X, formerly Twitter, shows a man who isn't campaigning for a payday. He looks like someone who cannot sleep until he erases the one stain on his legacy.
You describe what it all means to you to have, you just made like a whole resume of stuff tonight.
It means a lot to me because, anybody can be a nobody, like I said, and that's all they say I've been fighting is nobodies. So what can they say now? Somebody tell me, what can you say now?
You can say congratulations.
That's it. What can you say? Any words? Thanks. I bet you.
Canelo is not hunting for a tune-up fight, not a mandatory defense, not a name to keep him active. He wants the one man who made him look human, maybe for the first time in his entire.
I believe they have a rematch clause. I'm not sure exactly. I mean, I'm sure there's some kind of wording because Canelo doesn't enter a fight without some kind of wording in terms of rematch clause. But he's just not going to beat Terrence Crawford. It's the style's all wrong for him, the movement's all wrong for him. And that's what I said. Going into the fight, I really believe Crawford would win in the style.
Understand this obsession. We need to revisit the night the crown slipped, September 13th, 2025. It was supposed to be another Mexican Independence Day showcase. Most experts agreed Crawford was too small, moving up 3 divisions to challenge the super middleweight king. People said Bud was taking on a challenge too big to handle.
I mean, excuse my language, the size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything to beat Canelo.
As far as they say, who's pound for pound, right? This fight will say that, but who has Crawford really beat? Postal? Gamboa? Gamboa wasn't the same after he fought him, but I feel Burns. It's just, look at Canelo's resume. Cotto, Triple G, the list goes on and on. Austin Trout. A lot of world champions, bro. So I feel that's how you measure how great a fighter is through that. So we'll see. But I just feel his resume is just, he's gonna come in this fight, be able to figure out Crawford. So we'll see.
But the moment the bell rang, reality flipped. Size didn't matter. Skill did. Crawford didn't just win. He broke down a legend piece by piece. The judges scored the fight 11 rounds to 1. This wasn't a lucky punch or a one-shot knockout. It was a 12-round masterclass in boxing IQ, timing, angles, and control.
I want to ask you a little bit about the history that you made tonight, and I want your opinion on which means the most to you. You became a 5-division world champion. You became the 3rd of 4-division lineal champion with Mayweather and Pacquiao. You became a 3-time undisputed champion, the first ever in the 2, 3, or 4 belt era. And you became the 2nd undisputed champion in 3 weight classes when there was only 1 champion back in 1938 with Henry Armstrong. That's a lot of stuff.
You hear that? You hear that?
Which do you think means
all
the most?
And all of it. It all goes hand in hand.
You know what? Sometimes you try and your body cannot go, right? That's my frustration. Maybe I can figure out Crawford, but my body cannot go.
Crawford owned the center of the ring. He made Canelo miss. He made him pay. And he forced the bigger man into survival mode. And the irony is brutal. For years, Canelo said Crawford hadn't fought anyone and wasn't big enough to. But on the biggest night of his life, the smaller man walked in and bullied the bully. And here's where the drama thickens.
Don't get me wrong, okay? He's a good fighter, a great fighter. I always say before I see him calling me out and want the fight and everything, I say before he's a great fighter. But if you look at his career, mention one elite fighter. Just mention me one elite fighter.
Get your reaction to Terrence, what he did. That's another crazy thing, right?
No, that's not crazy. No, I say it's not crazy because I predicted. I said Canelo was going to get old in the ring that night. No disrespect to Crawford. He did a good. Crawford could have stopped him. He could have. Me being a coach and watching how the fight was going on, he could have stopped him. And I know he's saying it in his mind, but he was being humble of Canelo. He was being humble, and it was a great fight, and it was good talk for the boxing world. And that's what it's all about, to entertain, to get us something to look at. We've been entertained like this for years, for centuries, of gladiators and stuff, going in the ring, representing their fans.
Before the first fight, back in June 2025, Crawford warned everyone. He looked dead into the camera and said, "I want him at his best." No excuses. He didn't want to hear about injuries, weight issues, or anything else after the fight. He wanted the win to be clean, unquestionable, but now, excuses are starting to leak.
Clause with this fight with Canelo?
No, it's not.
Is that something you pushed for?
No, I didn't.
And is any weight restrictions to the fight at all?
No, it's not.
A lot of fighters would like to put on a weight restriction to this type of fight. Why didn't you want to do that?
Because I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
Terrence, when did you know that you were going to beat him? Over here on your left.
When he signed the contract.
He seemed to focus mostly on body punches, and you were hitting him in the head a lot. Was it your reach that gave you the advantage?
It was everything. He wasn't hitting the body or anything. He was hitting my elbow because I was blocking it, but, I think I was the better man tonight.
Now, Saul Canelo Alvarez also, you know, last time you saw him, he's, you know, nursing and recovering from an elbow surgery, which he had an elbow injury going into the fight. So, you know, you start thinking about stuff like that. I'm talking about if you Canelo, why would you say, you know, let's go ahead with the rematch? I think I got a shot. All right. Being a competitor for one. All right. And number two, the fight was closer technically than you thought because you were in there. And in there, you felt like you were getting your ass whipped. And number three, you went in there nursing an elbow injury. So it's like, yo, I think I may have a chance if I'm 100% healthy. It's just, you think about all those things and like, yeah, let me give myself a shot. And there's a few things going on here. Number one, there was a rematch clause. And I do know right after the fight, so Canelo Alvarez was like, there was nothing I could do with him. But I think what happens is you start to sit back. Let me look at the fights. Let me think about this. The fight was closer than I thought. You know, that's what Canelo's thinking, right? Because technically it was. All right, when you think about the copy boxing, put a pin in that. We all know Terrence Crawford whooped that man's ass 11 rounds to 1 in reality, all right? But if you count, you know, punches, you know, landed or copy box, statistically, technically, it was a closer fight, okay?
Is Canelo letting his ego write a check his body can no longer cash? Or will the king rise again and reclaim the throne he once owned without challenge? That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed the breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss future uploads. Drop your thoughts in the comments and we'll see you in the next one.